The South African and Mozambican government authorities are under pressure to resolve the challenges experienced at the Lebombo Border Post. Operations at the border separating the two countries remain suspended as protest over the results of the October 9th national elections continue in Mozambique. Newzroom Afrika's Mweli Masilela is following that story for us, and he now joins us live. Mweli, a very good morning to you. Tell us about what the situation is like currently, also considering that the tension that has spilled over in Mozambique, and we saw that Zambia has now also been impacted by this protest.
Aldrin, nothing much has changed from yesterday. If you look into the queue here, it's still a long stretch, which is about 20 kilometers from the exact border post. And it's now even more than 20 kilometers, considering the fact that some of the people here have been waiting for more than 5 days now. And as we came in here next to some of those trucks that are stuck here, those truck drivers, Aldrin, they are not happy. They are saying that those promises they had being made on the media, that's the issue of the ablution facilities as well as provision of water and other basic necessities. They are saying that that has not come through. In fact, even on our way here from the border between South Africa and Mozambique, we haven't seen much. In fact, there's a few ablution facilities which are actually right at the border, and it looks like those are servicing the officials that have been deployed here at the Lebombo Border Post and not catering for these truck drivers. But in terms of the government of Mozambique and as well as South Africa, we saw yesterday the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs actually having a meeting with the police and other stakeholders, and they are hoping that finally there will be a solution. But the challenge is that they are depending on Mozambique, especially the South African officials. They are saying they are depending on Mozambique to give them a go-ahead once everything has cleared, which is something that hasn't happened at the moment. And the pressure here, Aldrin, is because South Africa, as the Minister of Transport mentioned, the country is losing a lot of money as most of these trucks are still stuck here. But we also saw the Consul General of Mozambique in Mpumalanga and Limpopo, that is Cristóvão Jemo, who was also part of that meeting. He wasn't in a position to give us a comment about the situation in Mozambique yesterday, but hopefully today, as we are expecting the Minister of Home Affairs, that is Leon Schreiber, to be here at the border post at around 11 a.m. We are hoping that we'll have a chance to speak to the Minister here and also the Minister of Interior in the Republic of Mozambique. So we'll probably then get a clear picture of what is the current situation in Mozambique and what are the two governments doing to try and ensure that the situation returns to normal. Because as you can see, the trucks are still at a standstill. At a standstill. So it's only pedestrians and those light motor vehicles that from time to time, if the situation permits, they then clear them at the border post. But also, officials have made it very clear that it is a risk to travel to Mozambique at the present moment, considering the fact that those protests are still continuing, Aldrin.
Yeah. Mweli, yesterday you spoke to some of the truck drivers while they were taking a bath in the river, and was just having a chat about it here in studio about the human indignity that is suffered by these truck drivers. And one of them actually spoke about the other concern, which is, he says that, listen, during the day we are truck drivers, but at night we turn to become security officers because of the risk of criminality that is always there.
Yes, indeed, Aldrin, that has been a problem, and police have always been saying that they do receive those cases that are being opened because of the attacks that are happening here on the N4 as these truck drivers get stuck here. But also, as we are talking about the inhumane conditions here that are faced, that the truck drivers are faced with. Look, the temperature here, Aldrin, goes as high as about 41 degrees Celsius, and you can imagine a truck driver locked in the truck for this number of days, even though they do get outside and have a walk. And some of them actually saying that we didn't budget to spend here because there are hawkers that are busy selling them water and other food items. But they're saying that we don't have much, and the expectation was that at some point they'll be able to go into Mozambique and go back to their various destinations, but that is not happening. And they are robbing them of their cell phones and other valuable items, and also diesel being stolen in these trucks, and they have to account for these things and send reports to their employers. So it's frustrating on their side, and having to risk to go into the bushes, Aldrin, for them to at least get that to freshen up. It's quite a problem for them. Even one of the truck drivers actually said that we don't know as to where exactly is this water coming from. We know that it's coming from a dam, but what is it that is happening that the other side? Are there no chemicals as we are using this water to bath and do many other things? So there are those issues, and some of them actually saying that we've heard the minister saying that they'll try some means to ensure that we do have those ablution facilities as well as some water, but that hasn't come through. That's the reality on the ground. Even ourselves, we can see that that hasn't happened yet. So we'll wait and see if indeed maybe there are those non-governmental organizations that will come into the space, because by the look of things, Aldrin, there isn't much that is expected to change at the present moment. If the momentum of those protests continue as they are happening now, it looks like there will still be a lot of frustrations. In fact, some of them were actually saying that our employers should be allowing us to go back to the depots and park the trucks because we are suffering here.